everybody, happy Thursday. Now today's question comes from Twitter. You know Twitter, hopefully you're following me on there, but I asked you for all of your eating disorder based questions. And one of the questions that I selected was, hey Katie, what's the reason that our eating disorders speak to our competitive nature? Very good question. And in parentheses, she asked, when we see someone skinnier and want to compete. I thought this was a really good question because eating disorders are competitive, and why does that happen? Now, eating disorders can be competitive for a lot of different reasons because it really depends on why you have your eating disorder, what purpose it serves for you, and why it started in the first place. Because as we know, eating disorders are coping skills for something larger, meaning we're using overeating, undereating, overexercising, any of our eating disorder behaviors, binging, purging, you name it, as a way to numb out, express, or something, all of the other things that we're feeling or other things that have been going on. And so that is honestly why it gets competitive, because for many of my clients, their eating disorder is the only thing that they feel that they own themselves. Like it's all theirs, no one can take it from them. It's what makes them unique. A lot of people feel that way. And so because our eating disorder tells us those lies, that this is the only thing that you're good at, this is the only thing that's only yours, this is the only thing you can control, this is what makes you special and unique, whatever it is, when we encounter someone else with an eating disorder, we automatically think, well, I do it better than you. This is my thing. What are you doing in my world? This is the thing that I do. Don't you know that? And immediately we're like combative. Obviously, we're not actually saying any of this. It's all going on up here, but we automatically compare our bodies. We automatically compare what we're eating. And truthfully, that's honestly why I think treatment centers, when you eat in groups, is really helpful in healing, because we have to get out of that. We're forced to eat the same, we're forced to sit down and do activities with each other, and we're almost forced out of that competitive nature because it's constantly challenging it therapeutically. I've also heard from a lot of my clients and viewers that another reason it's kind of competitive is because we use our eating disorder as a way to scream for help, meaning we're feeling terrible, bad things are happening, we don't like where we're at, and we're using the eating disorder as a way to express all that it is we're feeling. Therefore, our eating disorder is our way to prove that we're having a hard time and prove that we struggle. If we encounter someone else who has an eating disorder, we're like, wait, I'm sicker than you. I deserve to get help. I'm the one who's screaming to be heard. And so that's all another reason why our eating disorder can really be competitive. And lastly, I just want to acknowledge how nasty eating disorders are, and how no matter how sick we actually get, our eating disorder will always say that we're not sick enough, we're not thin enough, we're not doing it enough, we're not ill enough or struggling enough or feel shitty enough. There's never enough that we can do to make our eating disorder happy. I did a video with Nikki Philippi last week, and if you recall, she mentioned how when she was struggling with her eating disorder, she knew that it would never be enough. Like the ideal body that she was hoping to achieve would never be there because it wasn't a real tangible thing that she could accomplish. The eating disorder keeps moving the finish line. And therefore, if we come into contact with someone else who's struggling with an eating disorder, or we suspect is struggling with an eating disorder, our eating disorder is going to be like, well, look at them. They're worse off. Look at that. Look how sick they are. You're not even that sick. And it starts this negative cycle up again. Therefore, then we end up thinking, well, I need to be worse. And we're competing with them. Even though, like I said before, we're never actually having these conversations. It's just going on in our head. And it's essentially our healthy voice with our eating disorder voice kind of going at it. But know that this is a very normal part of having an eating disorder and a normal part of recovery. And if you are out there and you are struggling with an eating disorder and you find yourself competing with other people, checking in with other people and noticing their body, how much they're eating all the time, please reach out for help. There are tons of professionals that are available, tons of treatment centers available to you so that you can get the help that you need and deserve. And I even have a free eating disorder workbook. I'll link it in the description. It's on my website. You can download it for free. You can get started, because know that recovery is possible and you can and will get better. And keep working with me, keep checking back as we work towards a healthy mind and a healthy body. And if you're new to my channel, click here to subscribe and make sure you turn on notifications, that little bell, bing, hit it so that you know when I put up a new video and you don't miss it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.